He wants you.
Yeah,
You and I. But you just talk.
okay.
You're talking.
Right. I think we're on candy. Shall we smile?
And then we step back, right? So you step back.
David Sutherland.
Dave, how are you doing? Thanks for coming and helping us with this.
Really, Taylor's gonna go with this with you because you'll start the roll call.
Can handle that. That's a piece of cake.
You can do it.
Sure, she can.
No.
She might be a little bashful, but no problem. She can work on it.
Okay.
Our host and Gentiva Hospice, our sponsor, we'd like to welcome each one of you here today and thank you for being here. As we remember that our freedom isn't free.
That's right.
Approximately 1.3 million Americans and their families have made the ultimate sacrifice in wars for our country to maintain that freedom. Greater love hath no man than to lay down his life for another. And that's what some have done for us. So as we honor our veterans today, I will invite Reverend Teo to come up and lead us in prayer.
You know, this isn't just something that we take lightly because in some countries they don't know what prayer is. Or if they do it silently, don't they? Well, here in this country, we can still pray out loud. That's right. And so this country hopefully will remain under one nation under God. And so we still have the ability to pray and to thank God for watching over us. So if you'll join me. Lord, we come before you to ask that your blessing would be upon us and upon this event. We pray your blessing upon the families and the veterans. For all those who have also given their lives, Lord, we thank you. We ask that you intercede, Lord, and hopefully one day bring an end to war. Above all, we pray that there would be peace and unity, and that we would strive for one thing, that is to be loving and kind to one another. We thank you for the rain that you've sent. We thank you for the help that you've given us to be here today. And we ask all these things in your name. Amen. Amen. This program here in San Antonio. So basically what we do is we put on programs like this throughout the city. And it's to bring recognition and honor to those that are deserving of it. Many of them have never been recognized, but we are here to do that today. We're going to honor those who are still living and also honor those who have passed. So if you're able to, now just listen, if you're able to and you're okay, please stand. If you're unable to, just stay seated. We're going to do the colors. So if you're able to, stand.
Guard. Hold. Praise them. Hold.
now.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I'm planning to lead the Pledge of Allegiance, but if you'll join me, we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Shoulder, home. Colors, hope. Color guard, left turn, hard.
You may be seated.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Chief Master Sergeant Gene Hewitt, Air Force retired, and a very proud member of the all-volunteer Fort Sam Houston Memorial Services Detachment. We do full military burial honors for veterans of all categories at the Fort Sam Houston National Cemetery. And we recently went over 29,000 veterans that we have so honored. And now I'd like to take a moment to introduce the remainder of our color guard. First, Lieutenant Colonel, Air Force retired, Mike Hoffman. Chief Master Sergeant Ed Farley, United States Air Force retired. And Senior Master Sergeant Randy Brown, United States Air Force retired. Thank you very much.
First one, Captain Robert Perry, Merchant Marine, running boats. Sergeant Phyllis Bennett, Air Force, payroll. Nathan Lackman, navigation storekeeper, Navy, Boeing Station. Team Boeing, won 12 navigation national districts. Master Sergeant Henry Vasquez, Air Force, medical manpower, Vietnam, World War II. First Lieutenant Neil Purcell, Army Nurse Corps. Second Class Petty Officer Max Brenneman, Navy World War II, near Italy on the USS Rhine, received a commendation for saving a man's life. Sergeant Leah Cook, Army. Bill Day, Navy. Colonel Norman Katz, Air Force. Sergeant John Robin, Marine Corps, Korean War. Sergeant Sandy Scoggins, Army. Second Class Petty Officer Roy Stewart, Navy.
I was in the Army.
You were in the Army?
Yeah.
Good for you.
A.B. Seaman Stanley Stone, Merchant Marine, was at sea 15 years plus years after World War II for Korean, Vietnam, First Gulf War. First Lieutenant Joanne Smuggler, Army Nurse Corps. Radio Man, Second Class, Arthur Ramirez, Navy Communications. Colonel E. Johnson, Air Force, Korean Pacific Desert Storm, pilot, awarded District Flying Cross.
Master Sergeant Cleo Brissett, Marine Corps, Air Force, Security Guard, Aircraft Mechanic, Vietnam. Chief Master Sergeant Edward Jordan, Air Force, Computer Support, Vietnam and World War II. Master Sergeant Dale Parnell, Army Air Corps, Personnel, Purchasing Agent, World War I. Tech Sergeant Owen Renner, Army Air Corps, and managed a radar repair shop, World War II. Lieutenant Colonel Dan Mason, Air Force, bombway navigator, 50 missions. Base supply officer, World War II. First Sergeant Rayford Kirkland, Navy, truck driver and guard, World War II. Major W.B. Kirkpatrick, Air Force, navigator, Korea, World War II. He was also a prisoner of war. Lieutenant Colonel Reed Molliston, Air Force, Administration Office, Vietnam, Korea, World War II. Master Sergeant Arthur Mayo, Air Force, Medical Tech, Vietnam, Korea. Airman First, William Rose, Air Force, lineman. Airman First, Edith Jacqueline Norman, Air Force, dental assistant. Master Sergeant William Jenkins, Army, Captain, Air Force, Personnel Director in Korea, and now the staff. Sergeant Randall D. Pinnell, Army, Combat Units, S1, NCOIC, Bosnia, Honduras, Gulf War, Desert Shield, Desert Storm. Robert Hutt, E4, Cook Reserve, Army, E4, Navy Mechanic. Sergeant Amy Williams, Army, Chaplain Assistant. And forgive me on this one, Michelle Lee, Bajas Coachella, hopefully that's close, E3 Army, Aviation Ordnance.
You have just heard the names of all of those that are residents or staff members here at the unit that are veterans. What we're going to do is we have a certificate that will be presented to you at a later date by Mary Ann. And we also have a pin that says Honored Veteran. So be looking forward to it because we're going to be bringing it around to you. We had intended to do it today, but because of the crowd and the proximity of everybody, we just weren't able to reach everybody. So let's have a big round of applause for all of those that are those who have passed on that were veterans here at this facility. Milton Style, Yeoman 3rd Class, United States Navy. Bill Dale, Master Chief, United States Navy. Clarence Smoger, 2nd Lieutenant, United States Army. Bill Barrier, United States Air Force. Robert Brewer, United States Navy. Clifford Crouch, United States Army. Jack Eddy, United States Navy. Patrick Latham, U.S. Air Force. Herbert Morgan. Rocky Rakowitz, Tech Sergeant, United States Army. Arlennon Warren, Major, United States Army.
Freeman, Morals. On behalf of the veteran and the staff, as one on guard, we would like to honor the memory of United States Navy veteran, Young Third Class, Nelson Scott, and all the veterans who served honorably and with valor. Please accept this flag, a symbol of our appreciation of all those who served this great country.
Nobody knew about this supposedly, and this went on for a couple of months. One day there was a raid on the group, and the soldiers had not been there because they knew that the raid was coming. So they got there, they surrounded all of the people, escorted them all to jail. They went back to the barracks, and the commander said, "We have some traitors among us. I know that some of you have been attending these meetings. And if you truly want to stand for what you say you do, step forward, because you're going to be shot. You're traitors to this country." Well, no one came forward. He said it again. He says, "I'm giving you the last warning. Those of you that were in this meeting, step forward." Finally, one soldier stepped forward. Then a second. Then a third. Finally, all the soldiers that were down in that meeting came forward, and there was a number of about 7 or 8 of them. So he commanded the rest of the troops to leave except for those who had stepped forward. And he said, "Shut the door behind you. I want to deal with these men myself." And as the other soldiers left, he locked the doors, turned to those men. He says, "You know that you're going to be shot because of what you've done. Any one of you want to change your mind?" Nobody said anything. He said, "You got one last chance. When you walk out of these doors, you're going to be shot. Does anybody want to change their mind?" Nobody stepped forward. He said, "Good. Because I wanted to find out who really wanted freedom, and I'm just here to join you." This is a true story. The commander ended up joining that group. We don't know what happened to him afterwards, but this is just to show you what happens in these countries who don't have freedom, who can't pray, who can't join together in the ways that we do here in the United States. And then I had another opportunity to go to Honduras. I was a missions director for one of my churches, and I went to Honduras. You know, we complain about a lot of the things that we have here and some of the things that we we don't have. And I know my kids are some of them. They're always wanting more and more and more. So when I went to Honduras, I saw what it was really like to have poverty and what it was to have a corrupt government. That's considered a third world country. Third world means that they have none of the things that we do. They didn't have electricity. They didn't have running water. Most of them lived in little shacks, and some of them lived in cardboard boxes. Their sewer was the street. They had dug trenches in the street, and that's where the sewer ran. And that's where the children were also playing. So when we showed up, we took medical teams with us, and we set up this medical compound, and people would come running from all over the little colonies there because they wanted medicine, because the government doesn't give them anything. And we literally saw a fight between two women, and when we broke up the fight, in the hand of one of the ladies was a bottle of aspirin. And she said, "Do you know how much this is worth here in Honduras? A bottle of aspirin." And yet we here take it for granted because we can get it anytime we want it. So I only bring that to our point to show what is it that we truly fight for and stand for as a nation. And I'm hoping it's not just the greed that's in us, but that it's truly to help mankind. I want to thank you for coming here and spending your day and your time here with us, because this means a lot to me, and I'm hoping it means a lot to you. If you are able to, and you are one of the veterans that we called out the name of, would you please stand? If you're one of the veterans that we called out, you're able to stand. If you can't stand, just raise your hand. If you can't stand up, raise your hand. Let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you very much. I'm sorry that we couldn't recognize you individually the way we had planned, but I'm hoping that you would take this to heart, that we mean it just as much, even though we weren't able to come up to you and salute you. So you will be getting your certificates and your pins. And I want to thank you again. You can't leave anyway because there's a storm outside. If you haven't looked out the windows yet, it's pouring. So you're going to be here with us for a little bit. But before we conclude, we did want to close. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to have the gentleman with the bagpipes.
Thank y'all. My name is David Sutherland. I'm going to step back out there in the lobby to play so it's not quite so loud in here. Before I do, I just wanted to thank y'all very much for inviting me. And thank y'all very much for being here. I spent 31 years in the Air Force myself, and it is really, really, really good to see y'all recognizing our veterans. Thank y'all.
Color guard, turn, hold. Colors, hold. Color guard, left turn, heart.
You can be seated if you'd like. One of the things that is always near and dear to my heart is the fact that the family members that aren't necessarily serving, but they are serving. So if any of y'all have lost a family member in any of our wars, would you please raise your hand? Let's give these folks a round of applause as well. Again, we'd like to thank each of you for being here. We thank our host, Esplanade Gardens, and also our sponsor, Gentiva Hospice. And would like to let you know we thank you for being here, and we'll be serving lunch in the dining room for any of you that are able to join us. Excuse me. Thank you. Take us just a few moments to get the dining room ready. We've got to readjust the chairs. Patient ways.
Be careful. We will. Be careful.
How you doing?